What's the update on Soto?
Yeah, we don't have much other than what was announced, the right calf tightness. He's going to get an imaging tomorrow, and then we'll see what we're dealing with.
Is there, I know you don't have much, but what is the level of concern that this could be something that causes him some time?
Yeah, there's obviously concern. Every time you send in a player for an MRI, and those areas, the calf area, could be tricky. But we just got to wait. But obviously concerned.
Did he hurt it when he was going to first to third?
Yeah, first to third, he felt something, and then as he was standing at third base, he continued to get tight. So when he got back to the dugout, we saw it running from home to home plate, and then we told the trainers, and obviously, we got the word there.
So did he stay in, hoping that maybe it might loosen up?
Right. Yeah, he felt something there first to third, but didn't think much of it. But while he was standing at third base, he continued to get tight.
So you had already called the trainers like when he was coming in?
Yeah, so he got the double play with Brett. He had to come, from third to home there, when he got to the dugout.
But he didn't have a chance to protest that he wanted to stay in the game or anything like that?
No, he went in right away.
Carlos, you guys had such a good night in a lot of different areas between McLean, between the lineup and all that. How does that match up with the balance out with the loss of maybe Juan for a little while?
Yeah, obviously we have to wait here, but it's a good night tonight. Like you mentioned, there's a lot of positive. Nolan, the offense, in general, but yeah, we just got to wait and see what we're dealing with here.
What did you think of Nolan?
He was very good, but he one hit right till the sixth. But I think the cutter was the pitch that he had today. A lot of 3-ball counts, and the cutter was the one that to get back in counts, to get swing and misses. And it's pretty impressive when the sinker, he doesn't have the feel for the secondary pitches, and that cutter was kind of the way he did it today. So it goes to show you that there's so many weapons there that he can get through lineups with basically a pitch or two. It was good to see it.
We know that his stuff just on its face is pretty nasty, but when you see him fall behind so many hitters and still they're unable to get any hits throughout the first 5 innings, just what does that show you about how that stuff moves?
It's pretty impressive because, like I said, like you just mentioned too, it's basically one pitch that he had today, which was a cutter, and he still dominated that lineup. He's just a kid special, man. So he's still going to show you the breaking ball, the secondaries, the sinker. He kept using it. But again, when he needed to get back in counts or when he needed to execute a pitch, it was a cutter tonight.
When you think about all the positive stats a pitcher can have, the team is 7-3 in the 10 starts he's made. You put that up there in terms of numbers that really show you about a pitcher?
Yeah, it's hard to put too much on the numbers. You feel good about your chances every time he takes the baseball, right? Every time he's pitching, you feel good about winning that game, right? And that's what he's done. And even when he's not at his best, you know that he's going to keep you in games. You know he's going to at least go 5. And that's what makes him special.
How badly did Marcus Semien need a night like tonight to kind of break out offensively?
He's a pro. He's a guy. He's been around the league for a long time. He doesn't panic. He knows he's a good hitter. It was pretty impressive for him to go dead center in this ballpark at night. It's not easy to leave the yard the way he did. So it goes to show you that the pop is there, his ability to drive the baseball, but he's just a good hitter.
What do you think of what you've seen from Alvarez offensively so far?
It's good, too. Another good game. Credit to him. He continues to work. He was out there early today, hitting on the field. And just for him to go dead center and then to the pull side, when he's doing that, he's pretty dangerous. But again, credit to him because he's a hard worker, and it was just good to see him get results right away.
To have that kind of pop at the bottom of the lineup, I guess, tells you how long the lineup is.
Yeah, when those guys, they're capable of hitting the ball out of the ballpark, 1 through 9, no doubt about it. And we're gonna go through stretches where it's hard, and then we at any day we could do stuff like we did today. So Alvi and those guys down in the bottom, they're going to be important.
How have Mark's at bats compared to what you saw 2 years ago?
Compared to 2024, he's there. He's more on the control. He's not missing pitches. He's driving the baseball. When you see him taking pitches the way he did today, the couple of challenges today, like he knew they were balls right away. From the dugout, we weren't sure. And then you look up on the board and like, man, clearly baseball. That means he's seeing the ball well. And when he's doing that, man, he's pretty dangerous too.
With Bo, he's talked about how the process has been there, and he just has to stay patient. These last few nights, is he finally getting results from the process?
He's in a good spot. Good hitter. That that's what they do. They don't panic. They stay the course. They know that hits will come. They're not chasing hits. The quality of their at-bats, competing, grinding offensively, and that's what we've seen for the past few days from him.
If Juan were to miss some time, how do you feel covered and left at this point?
We still got to wait, right? But we feel good with what we have here. There's a lot of versatility, a lot of good players. We continue to talk about the depth on our lineup or the position player group, and we feel good with that.
Nolan, what made that cutter such an effective pitch for you to help get you back in counts?
I mean, I think it was just the fact I wasn't throwing anything else really for strikes, so I kind of had to lean on it, figure out what was working there, and I guess kind of roll with it.
When you're in that mode where you've got one pitch that you can really throw for strikes and yet you're through 5 perfect, are you thinking at all about what could be, or are you just trying to figure out how to get everything on track?
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to piece it together. Nothing felt like incredibly great. Everything felt okay towards later in the game, but just the full counts kind of snuck up on me there at the end. Got a little bit fatigued by the end of it. But yeah, just leaning on the cutter really helped things tonight.
What do you think that says about your abilities and your stuff when you don't have your best stuff and you're able to lean on one pitch to basically go 5 perfect innings?
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky I had the cutter tonight. Now, I mean, the other pitches did show up at times. And I think a lot of times like hitters still have that in the back of their mind that I do have other pitches. But yeah, I mean, the cutter was definitely the pitch tonight, and I was able to make some 4 seams and curveballs late in the count as well.
How much did you think at all about the fact that through 5 innings you hadn't allowed a base runner?
I didn't realize it. It didn't really feel that way just because of how many 3-2 counts and behind in the counts I felt like I was. So it felt kind of grindier, I guess, than what the scoreboard showed.
Have you ever had an outing like that?
No, I wouldn't say. I've never been perfect through 5, I don't think. I've had plenty of outings where I didn't have much of my stuff working for me, that's for sure, but nothing like that.
Marcus, when you're doing what you're doing offensively today, not just hitting the home run, but going the opposite way, what are you doing right at the plate?
Yeah, I'm staying through the ball. I think today we all knew righties were going to get attacked away with Malley, so it's key to stay through the baseball. And then I got a changeup down in the way. I was able to do the same thing. So it's a good feeling when you put good swings on the ball and stay through it and good things happen.
Malley only gave up 5 home runs all of last season, and you and Alvarez get 2 in the span of 3 batters. Just how are you guys able to get to him in that way?
Yeah, I mean, I played behind him last year in Texas. He was really good when he was healthy. I think he just made a couple mistakes we took advantage of. He's a good pitcher. He's a good arm. He's got weapons, but I think we just had a good day.
How much do you feel this offense needed a night like tonight just to prove that, obviously it's a strong lineup from top to bottom?
Yeah, I mean, we came out again in the first inning, scored. Yesterday we did the same thing. We just couldn't keep it going, but it's good to just keep the line moving, see the ball go over the fence a couple times, and I think Bo had a big game, just driving guys in, and Francisco getting on base again, like he's been doing. Those kind of things are going to get us going, and the bottom of the order did a good job too.
Marcus, your resiliency as a team has already kind of been tested a little early. Now with Juan maybe on the shelf for a little bit possibly, how is that going to kind of impact what you guys are trying to
Yeah, I mean, you never want to lose a guy like that. I don't know how bad it is yet, but I know he works extremely hard, and he's going to get himself back as soon as possible. The good thing is we have a deep group. You know, we have guys that the guys on the bench should be starting on this team, and somebody else is going to get a chance, and you know, we'll just try and hold it down while he's out.
You guys have been talking for the last few days about how the process is there and the at-bats have been good. You just haven't been getting results. Is today, you know, you guys finally got results. Is it just a matter of sticking with it?
Yeah, I think everybody's got to do a good job of making sure they're locked in and trusting their work. And you come out here and you just play. You know, the beginning of the season is always going to be tough, no matter what. I think pitchers are always going to be ahead of hitters, and we're working extremely hard in the cage to make sure we feel good in the box. And today was definitely one of those days.
Marcus, when you look at Nolan, and you're still just kind of getting to know him, but only one pitch that he said he really felt like he had control over was the cutter today, and still is perfect through 5. Just what does that say about him and what his stuff can really do?
Yeah, I mean, he's in the zone with, you know, 2 of his pitches, he's going to be a problem, let alone the 6 that he throws. So that's scary. If he's got a perfect game going and he didn't feel great, you know, I can't wait to see what he does when he feels great.
What do you think of the pop that Alvy showed today with those 2 bombs, one right after you and then the next one?
He's been showing it since spring training. He hits the ball extremely hard to all fields. 2 off-speed pitches he hit out, and then he almost hit another one out on off-speed, so his swing was locked in today.
Nice to have a performance like this at home.
Always, you know, my parents are here. A lot of people in the stands that, you know, mean a lot to me. So it's always good to have a good game in front of the people I love.
Which home run did you like better?
¿Cuál de los jonrones te gustó más?
Los dos cuentan, los dos.
Both of them. They both count, so both of them.
What do you think of Nolan tonight?
¿Qué pensaste de Nolan hoy?
Que estaba tirando la bola bien. Se dio bastante bien. El staff estaba demasiado bueno hoy y hizo un buen trabajo el día de hoy.
Yeah, he was throwing the ball well. His stuff today was really, really good. So he was able to command his pitches. But I thought he really had a good game today.
He said he didn't have his best stuff and he was really relying on the cutter. What do you think it says about a pitcher who can rely on one pitch in an inning, an outing like that, and still go 5 perfect innings?
Él dice que él no tenía su mejor stuff hoy, que tenía que usar mucho el cutter hoy. ¿Qué dice de él como pitcher? Que cuando ni tiene su mejor stuff, él puede tener el éxito así.
Yo creo que eso que él dijo hoy, que no tenía su mejor stuff, estoy de acuerdo con lo que él estaba diciendo. No estaba acomodando muy bien los picheos, pero aún así él es un competidor y tuvo siempre compitiendo y como que nunca se rindió y siguió para adelante y tuvo una buena salida.
Yeah, I think I can agree with him to the extent where he probably wasn't commanding the pitches the way that he wanted to. But at the same time, Nolan's a competitor, and he's going to go out there and he's going to compete and he's going to continue to battle, and he's always going to go out there and give his 100% and do his job.
Francisco, with Soto hurt tonight, you guys came out big and had a good night offensively. How hard is that going to be to continue to do if he's out for a little while?
Con la lesión de Soto, después que salió del juego, ustedes pudieron anotar muchas carreras. ¿Cómo tú crees que el equipo puede seguir anotando carreras si él no puede jugar?
Yo creo que él es una de las piezas clave del line de nosotros y es bastante lamentable para nosotros como equipo que él salga del line-up y que le duela la batata. Pero al mismo tiempo tenemos que seguir hacia adelante y competir, ¿sabes? Y somos un equipo. Si él no puede, tenemos otros jugadores también que pueden hacer buen trabajo también.
Yeah, I think Juan is one of the key pieces to this lineup. But at the same time, this is the type of team that has, if you look around, has a lot of pieces that can go out there and step up. I think it's unfortunate that he hurt his calf. But yeah, and it's going to be tough to play without him. But I think if guys step up, I think we can be okay.
What are you liking about your at-bats here early in the season?
¿Qué te gusta de los turnos ahora mismo?
No, lo que tengo que hacer para mí personalmente es seguir compitiendo, como dije anteriormente, con todos los picheos. No importa cómo me sienta, no importa qué esté pasando, no importa en qué situación estemos, eso es solo competir todos los picheos ya.
Yeah, I think, like I said, like earlier tonight, it's just really competing with against every pitch. It doesn't matter what the situation is, doesn't matter what the count is. I think the most important thing is for me to continue to compete and continue to battle in those at bats.
Is this as good as you felt early in the season? I know you've had some injuries early in the season before, but is this the best you felt?
Y esto es lo mejor que tú te has sentido temprano en la temporada.
Es muy temprano, como él también dijo, muy temprano y todavía no puedo decir que es lo mejor que yo me he sentido, ¿sabes? Como dije, no, eso no está en mi mente cómo me sienta, no me importa cómo me sienta, es solo acerca de competir todos los picheos ya.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's still early in the season, so I can't really put a meter on how I feel, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter how I feel. I think the most important part is to go out there, continue to compete, to continue to battle, and just do my best.
Did you think you got the third one?
¿Tú pensaste que tú diste el tercer jonrón ahí?
No, tuve un play grande y no le di de lo mejor esa bola y este es un play grande. Yo pensé que estaba más cerca.
No, this is a big field, honestly. So I wasn't too sure. I thought it was close, but no. At the end of the day, this is a big field, and I know how big it plays.